things about the Las Vegas shooting that don't add up. In the wake of the deadliest mass shooting in all of U.S. history, many are struggling for answers. With dozens dead and hundreds injured, it seems that the media's mainstream narrative isn't adding up, however. Numerous facts have come to light that have raised suspicions in the minds of Americans. While it's certainly possible that Stephen Paddock did just happen to snap one day and go on a mass killing spree, there's some inconsistencies in this story that don't really add up. Conspiracy theorists have already gone wild with their explanations as to how this was all a false flag, and although it's uncertain if this is true or not, there are certainly some odd coincidences. One, why is there no hotel footage? Las Vegas casinos are notorious for their security. They are housing millions and millions of dollars. After all, most Las Vegas hotels have every single square inch on camera, lest a thief try to make a quick getaway with a handful of money. Yet, even with all of this security, no tapes have been released showing Stephen Paddock carrying up the supposed 33 guns and 2,000 rounds of ammo. Why is this? What is the government trying to hide? While the FBI has refused to make an official statement thus far, many are left wondering why Paddock wasn't captured on footage when he supposedly carried out the shooting. 2. How did someone warn the audience beforehand? As Silent is Consent previously reported, a woman warned concert goers that they were all going to die 45 minutes before the shooting actually happened. She had been messing with a lady in front of her and telling her she was going to die, that we were all going to die, a female witness said. Unfortunately, it wasn't taken seriously at the time, but after the events unfolded that day, many have begun wondering who this woman was. Could there have been someone else in on the shooting? Maybe it was Paddock's ex-girlfriend. Maybe it was a government official, or maybe it was just a lunatic, but it's certainly strange that she warned people before the shooting happened. 3. How did an anonymous user predict this 3 weeks before it happened? On September 11th, nearly 3 weeks before the shooting occurred, an anonymous user by the name of John, quote, submitted a post on the internet forum 4chan predicting the event. While it wasn't taken seriously at the time, many have been left wondering how this anonymous user could have predicted such a thing. If you live in Las Vegas or Henderson, stay inside tomorrow, he said. Don't go anywhere where there are large groups of people. Also, if you see 3 black vans parked next to each other, immediately leave the area. I can't guarantee anything will happen tomorrow, but Las Vegas is on their minds. Was this just a coincidence, or could there have been something more sinister going on behind the scenes? 4. Why are witnesses claiming there were multiple shooters? A caller to the Michael Savage radio show, who identified herself as Gail, says that she was there when it all happened and that she heard 2 distinct shooters. I've never been in the military and I'm not a pro by any means, but it sounded like somebody was actually walking from the crowd and shooting. There were shots that were higher pitched, there were shots that were lower sounding, and they were going at the same time, she says. The lower sounding shots were getting closer to us, and I'm thinking there's somebody walking in the crowd shooting at us, and he was getting closer. She also claims that a woman standing next to her was shot at an impossible angle when you factor in the location of the hotel relative to the concert. While many have chalked this up to a woman's faulty memory, impaired by fear and trauma, others have begun questioning even further. 5. How could a 64-year-old man pull this off? Simply taking the logistics into account would be enough to make most question the official narrative. How was a 64-year-old man who was likely frail from constant gambling and drinking able to haul 400 pounds worth of guns and thousands of rounds of ammunition up to his hotel room unnoticed? Why would he need 33 guns when clearly one person can't operate even 2 at a time? If he was the only shooter, what's the point of having so many rifles? While it's possible that he may have simply been acting irrationally, many have pointed out that it doesn't quite make sense. He was also somehow able to break through 2 incredibly strong windows, likely meant to withstand twisters, without drawing attention to himself, smashing 2 massive windows some 400 feet up in the air would also create incredible wind gusts, and we're supposed to believe that some random old guy without any training had the expertise to pull this off. 6. Why did the police take so long to respond? In a city with nearly dozens of cops on every street corner, Stephen Paddock was able to carry out his machine gun rampage for a full 72 minutes before being apprehended. While some of this immense amount of time may be accounted for by difficulty locating him, it still makes you wonder, how did they not nab him within minutes? Video has been released of the flashes coming from the Mandalay Bay Resort, so wouldn't police be able to see him within a matter of 5 or 10 minutes? Wouldn't the others in the hotel hear somebody firing off literally thousands of rounds in their room and maybe call the police? It doesn't seem to add up. 7. Where are all the brass casings? Paddock allegedly fired thousands of rounds into the audience using his array of semi-automatic bump stock rifles, yet in the pictures released there aren't over 100. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't shooting off a ton of bullets leave a bunch of casings lying around? There can't be more than 50 brass casings in this picture, and yet we're told that Paddock fired off over 2,000 rounds into the crowd. Did the FBI just randomly decide to dispose of all the brass casings, yet not the guns? If Paddock really did fire off as many rounds as we're being told, there should be a mountain of brass. What do you think? Please give this article a share. And on social media icons to expose the truth. Thank you, and God bless. Yep, absolutely. There are things that don't add up. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.